I'm actually doing this video on the second day of Rosh Hashanah, the day that the Akedah portion is read. And it's the first day. Sarah gives birth to Yitzhak. And then on the second day, Yitzhak goes to the Akedah and it's supposed to be a sacrifice, but then there's a substitution of the Abel, and this is a very big deal. Now, remember that Yitzhak was the first person that was given a bris, circumcision, and then all of a sudden now he's going to be killed. Theoretically, he's 37 years old when this occurs, and that's the name, that's the level of Abel, you see. And the whole idea of the Abel is that it's a substitute and a rectification of Abel, and the murder from Cain and Abel is what's rectified here. But miraculously, another thing occurs, and this is the death of Sarah that occurs, because as soon as the Akedah is over and that little portion is over, the next thing is the Chai Sarah, the life of Sarah. And because why do we hear about the life of Sarah, who died at 127 years old, which makes the Akedah at Yitzhak at 37? That's because in this case, Sarah dies from the Akedah. Sarah dies from hearing of the Akedah. The hearing of it, the words of it, the words that there was an Akedah killed Sarah. Again, it's words. And it's words that killed Cain and Abel. Abel was killed by the words of Cain. If you look at the Lashon, at the words that are used in that portion, and I'm going to go over that, of course. It's only words. He went and spoke to Abel. Cain went and spoke to Abel. And then it's all about words. And basically it's Lashon Hara. And then there's a ruah, a curse. Hello. There's a ruah, a curse that's given. These are words. So in the final analysis, it's not, did Cain kill Abel with a jawbone of an ass or with a knife? See, that's the physicality of it. But in the deeper levels, it's with words. Words kill. Careful with words. That's the story here. Words. The effect of the words killed Abel. It's a curse. Cain wanted him dead. That desire enough, and the words used, and the thoughts given, killed him. Don't need a knife. A knife is for those people here in the physical world that can't imagine a world without knives. That's what's happened. There are different levels of reality. Different levels of physicality. This whole thing. There's a great tie-in here between Cain and Abel, Avraham, Sarah. Just thinking as I'm saying this, some level of that Sarah relates to the second twin of Abel. Sarai became Sarah and gave the other hay to Avraham, and when that happened, she was no longer needed. In a certain sense, Avraham kills Sarah by going to the Akedah with Yitzhak, and word comes back. Word, she heard the word that he went to sacrifice Yitzhak, and that Yitzhak died at the Akedah. That's what she heard. And of course Yitzhak died because the Hayil is part of the entire process. So of course he died. Because his substitute died. And we're left with the horn. And this sound of the shofar, this sound of the shofar is the level and the reminder of all this. And this sound of the shofar is the sound even higher than words that Abel is partaking of. This shofar sound is the cry of Abel. Of course it relates to Yitzhak. Of course it relates to the Ayil. It's the sound of Abel. These, as I'm just putting this down about how I woke up with fingerprints in mine, in the hands, and my symbols with the hay with the aleph inside, and the two hands on the two sides of it as the fingerprints touching the Torah skin in the Akashic record, and the hand with the palm inside, the spot inside, the energetics. The hay of that is the hay of Avraham, the aleph inside. And all these things are Torah. The Talmud is written about this. So go back to the Torah. Go back to the Torah and deconstruct what's really there. And this is on the morning, in the field here, the second day of Rosh Hashanah.